Have you ever wondered how two men, continents apart, rose from struggle to change the course of history? Nelson Mandela from South Africa and Martin Luther King Jr. from the United States both faced injustice and oppression, yet chose paths of courage, hope, and resilience. Mandela, born into a royal family, witnessed apartheid's cruelty firsthand and dedicated his life to fighting racial segregation. King, born into the segregated South, used powerful oratory and peaceful protests to challenge discrimination. Their journeys were filled with arrests, threats, and sacrifices, but their vision of equality and freedom never wavered. Their stories teach us not only history, but also lessons of perseverance, leadership, and the power of non-violence. Join me as we explore their incredible lives and learn English through their inspiring stories. Nelson Mandela was born in 1918 in the small village of Mvezo, South Africa. He belonged to the Thembu royal family, but his life was far from easy. Growing up during the rise of apartheid, Mandela experienced racial discrimination firsthand. Despite the harsh realities, he was determined to fight for justice and equality. Mandela studied law at the University of Fort Hare and the University of Witwatersrand, where he became involved in political activism. He joined the African National Congress, ANC, and became a leading figure in the struggle against apartheid. His commitment to non-violent protest and later armed resistance marked him as a revolutionary. Mandela's journey was one of courage, sacrifice, and unyielding hope. Martin Luther King Jr. was born in 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia, USA. Growing up in the segregated South, King witnessed the harsh realities of racial injustice. Inspired by his faith and the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi, he became a leader in the civil rights movement. King believed in non-violent protest and powerful speeches to bring about change. He organized marches, boycotts, and delivered his famous "I Have a Dream" speech in 1963. Despite facing threats, arrests, and violence, King remained committed to peaceful resistance. His vision of a just and equal society inspired millions and changed the course of American history. Both Mandela and King faced enormous challenges. Mandela was arrested and sentenced to life in prison, spending 27 years behind bars for his fight against apartheid. King was jailed multiple times and faced constant threats to his life. Despite these hardships, neither man wavered in his commitment to justice. Their courage inspired global movements for equality and human rights. Mandela's release from prison marked a turning point in South Africa's history, while King's leadership helped pass the Civil Rights Act and Voting Rights Act in the US. Their strength and determination showed the world the power of resilience and hope. Mandela's fight for freedom and equality didn't end when he was released from prison. In 1994, he became South Africa's first black president, a monumental moment marking the end of apartheid and the beginning of a new era. Mandela's leadership was characterized by a commitment to reconciliation, forgiveness, and nation-building. He worked tirelessly to unite a deeply divided country, promoting peace and healing after decades of racial segregation and violence. Mandela's vision was not just political, it was deeply personal, rooted in a belief that forgiveness could break cycles of hatred and pave the way for a better future. At the same time, Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy continued to inspire movements for civil rights and social justice around the world. His speeches, especially the iconic "I Have a Dream," still resonate as powerful calls for equality, dignity, and non-violent resistance. King's vision has been a guiding light for countless activists and leaders, reminding us of the power of peaceful protest and moral courage. Together, These two men showed the world that true leadership means sacrifice, empathy, and a relentless pursuit of justice. The lives of Nelson Mandela and Martin Luther King Jr. teach us powerful lessons about courage, resilience, and the fight for justice. Their journeys were marked by immense sacrifice and unwavering commitment to a vision of equality. If you want to hear more inspiring stories and improve your English, hit subscribe and turn on the bell icon. Their legacies continue to inspire millions worldwide. Proof that one person's courage can change history. Mandela and King's influence goes beyond their lifetimes. They sparked global movements for human rights and justice. Their messages of peace and equality resonate in protests and speeches today. Mandela's example of forgiveness guides reconciliation efforts worldwide. King's dream of a just society continues to inspire civil rights activism. Their stories remind us that lasting change requires courage, unity, and hope. They showed that even in the darkest times, a single voice can lead millions toward freedom. The impact of Nelson Mandela and Martin Luther King Jr. transcends continents and generations. Mandela's life was a beacon of hope for oppressed peoples around the world. His leadership in South Africa demonstrated that even the deepest wounds of division could be healed through forgiveness and dialogue. Mandela's presidency was marked by efforts to rebuild a fractured nation, promoting equality and justice. Meanwhile, Martin Luther King Jr.'s commitment to non-violence and civil disobedience inspired countless movements globally. His speeches and writings provided a moral framework for fighting injustice without hatred or violence. The ideals they stood for continue to influence global policies, human rights campaigns, and inspire activists who dare to dream of a better world. Their stories are not just historical accounts, they are living lessons in leadership, resilience, and the power of hope. As time goes on, the legacies of Nelson Mandela and Martin Luther King Jr. remain powerful and relevant. Their lives serve as timeless reminders of the struggle for human dignity and justice. Mandela's journey from prisoner to president symbolizes the triumph of the human spirit over oppression. King's dream continues to inspire civil rights movements, reminding us that peaceful resistance can change societies. Both men showed that leadership is not about power, but about serving others and standing up for what is right. Their influence can be seen in laws, social movements, and the ongoing fight against racism and inequality worldwide. Studying their stories helps us understand the importance of courage, perseverance, and empathy in creating a better world. Nelson Mandela and Martin Luther King Jr. were more than leaders. They were symbols of hope and justice. Their lives teach us that change is possible through courage, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to equality. Mandela's forgiveness and King's peaceful resistance transformed nations and inspired the world. Their legacies remind us that the fight for human rights is ongoing and that each of us has a role to play in creating a fairer, more just society. So, when you face your own challenges, remember these two legends who showed that no matter how hard the journey, hope and determination can light the way forward.